Good afternoon, ladies and gents. How are we doing today? So, quick follow-up video on our Tecnik log burner, workshop stove, that sort of thing. I noticed that we've been getting a bunch of views, well, a lot of views for us anyway, so that's cool, on the original video that we did, the install video. So I thought I would do a follow-up, just so you all can see how we're getting on with it. It's been in for a year now, what we think to it, what we don't like, what we do like, and whether we'd, after a year, whether we'd really recommend one. But yeah, should we get into it then? So here we go then. This is her, look, so she's up there. We've obviously got the double insulated as it goes through the roof and through the joists for safety. We have a couple, we've got a temperature gauge here just so we know how hot the box is getting, and we have one up here just so we know how hot the ductwork is getting. We were told by our installer to keep it, what was it, no more than 350, 400 tops on the ducting, so that's what we aim to do. But yeah, man, I love this thing. It is awesome for what we need it for. You know, we have a big 750 square foot workshop. A couple of things we decided to do with it. So we've got these little fans here, this little one here, this little one here, just to try and spread the air about. And then what we do is we've got this 12-inch desk fan, and we have that blowing on the burner for the vast majority of the time that it's running. It just makes it spreads the air around massive amounts. But yeah, it's a really, really nice piece of kit. So things that we like about it, I can chuck shavings, sawdust. We make a lot of sawdust obviously in the workshop, so it's really helpful to be able to pack it all into a box, chuck the box in there, stick it in the back side, set a small fire in front, and then it just burns through the sawdust all day long, which is awesome. Shavings, again, when we're planing something, man, we make bags and bags and bags. So again, what we do is we bag that up, store it safely in a fireproof container, and then when we are ready to use it, it comes back into the workshop and then we burn it. Really, really, really nice to be able to do that. What else do we put in there? Pallets, hardwood, softwood. We've got a log store outside there, and we probably, I think, maybe go through 2.5 cubes, so maybe 3.5 cubes of firewood for the winter, plus the sawdust and bits and pieces. But it all depends how cold it is. We are right out here in the fens, so when it's cold, and when it's windy, we don't have any insulation at the top here, so the heat just zooms straight out of here. But yeah, I really like it. It's nice to be able to chuck loads of gear in there. It's nice to be able to pack it out. What we do in the first thing in the morning, we have a bunch of kindling ready made up, and what we tend to do is get a cardboard box in there, stuff a cardboard box in the bottom, chuck the kindling in there, maybe a firelighter if we need it, and then just set it up and off it goes. And then every couple of hours we might put some more wood in. A couple of things that are difficult, obviously it's not sealed, so it's not like a stove that you're going to have in a house, so that it's not as efficient as what it could be. But I mean, it doesn't really bother us. The fact that we can burn sawdust and shavings and that sort of thing is more important to us than it being super, super efficient. You can't close the vents off and let it have a slow smoulder overnight, but again, that's not really an issue for us. Our insurance states that we need to clear the fire before we leave every evening, so that's fine with us. It's never going to sit there. It's never going to sit there for the night anyway, so it's not a problem for us. But yeah, things I really like about it, I can chuck loads of stuff in it and set it and then come back to it a few hours later. It's so well made. I mean, this thing would last for 20 or 30 years, I'd imagine. It's British made. They cut them in Hereford. So especially with the way things have been this year and the way of the world, you know, it's good to be able to support British suppliers, good to be able to support British companies and buy British if you can. But yeah, so really, really nice bit of kit. Super pleased with it. In terms of how warm it gets the workshop, mega. Like, maybe not so much all the way down the far end, but now we have the fan running on it, it heats. We can get the workshop up to about 14, 16 degrees, and when you're wearing 3 or 4 layers anyway, because the other side is unheated, it's perfect. You know, you can't ask for any more. You don't really want it to be much warmer than like 14, 16 degrees when you're working all day, especially if you're heavy lifting or moving gear around, that sort of thing. So, but yeah, so really pleased with it. Awesome bit of kit, and I would highly, highly recommend one. Oh, you can install it yourself. We didn't. If you'd watched the previous video, we got a local guy I know to install it because he's a HETAS engineer. It worked out, by the time we paid his labour, I think, as opposed to paying the council to come out, the building control to come out and check it if I'd done the work, they were going to charge me 200 quid to check it, I think, and his labour and all the other bits, his labour added up to 250 quid, so we'd only saved £50. And £50 for going up on the roof and mucking around, cutting the tiles and stuff, let him crack on with it, and it made my life a lot easier. But yeah, awesome bit of kit. Genuinely do really enjoy it, and the missus loves it. So much so, she tries and puts fires on in like September when it's not even that cold. But I like a cooler workshop, like I said, but what can you do? But yeah, awesome bit of kit, eh? So yeah, a couple of things to remember with it. We empty ours maybe once every 6 months, so a couple of times a year. You can empty it as much as you want. We just find that works for us. We just clean it out and dump the ash. We have a 3-inch, so 75mm layer of sand in the base of it. We were advised either go with sand or Fibrix by the engineer, so we went with sand because it's cheaper. But yeah, and that's about it really. Really, really, really nice bit of kit. Oh, and the comment, I just thought I'd better say, the comment that I said about it getting to a 14, 16 degrees in here, let me show you the roof. Right, you've got up here, this is all open, and same on the other side. And if you've seen any of the videos where I take time lapses and stuff outside, we've probably not got anything for 30 miles. There's like a couple buildings and some farms, maybe a couple hedges, and that's it. So, and the wind whips off at the fen. So for it to be able to get this place in here when it's like -5 outside, it can get it to 14, 16 degrees. That is amazing. I think if we had this insulated, it would probably be way too big, like way too big. So, so yeah, that's really worth remembering. 750, 800 square foot shop with no insulation, open to the eaves, and it can still get us up to that sort of temperature, which is beautiful in the winter. But yeah, so you all have a good one. You let me know what you think below. I'd love to know if you've purchased one and whether you agree with us, disagree with us, whether you yeah, what you think to it really. And have a good one. So we'll do all that, like, subscribe, all that sort of rubbish, and you all have a good one. All right, take it easy now, have fun.